This car could be yours.
The newest giveaway car from 8080.
Our 2006 Evo 9.
To win a 2020 Mustang.
We have two giveaways at the same time. We're giving away
an iconic roadster.
So, you saw an ad like this on Facebook, or this one, or this one, or these. If you're like me, your feed is littered with these things, and there's no way that all these giveaways could be worth entering, profitable, or even legitimate. Because let's be honest, these sites are no Oprah or Bob Barker. They'd need massive production and legal teams to actually pull off giving away a whole car, right? Well, today I'm going to dive into how these giveaways work, how broken they've been in the past, and why we've ended up in a weird state of affairs where Canadians need to solve math problems in order to take a giveaway car home. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, your resolution of staying off social media must be going very well. But over the last 5 years or so, dozens and dozens of brands have popped up with car giveaway after car giveaway. At first, it started out very familiar. Big companies like Omaze would spend a lot of dollars advertising the giveaway of a new Ferrari, and to enter, you just had to make a donation to charity. Of course, money would come off the top of your donation to cover operating costs and maybe even the car itself, but the math seemed to work out. And if you didn't win, you could still write off your $10 entry fee on your taxes. But then something changed. Smaller and smaller companies began launching car giveaways. Instead of a Ferrari likely donated from a dealership, it was a modified car. And instead of charity, entry fees were revenue. And instead of a donation as an entry, you were asked to buy their merch. For a lot of people, this raised some questions, and even more so when these giveaways included a cash prize on top of the car. When a car giveaway is a promotional campaign or fundraising, that's one thing. But when dozens of companies start turning them into a business model, something just feels not quite right. So let's take a look at how these giveaways actually work. Okay, for starters, most of these so-called giveaways aren't really giveaways at all. They're technically raffles. You gain entries by either directly buying one or earning them by purchasing merchandise or even car parts on these various websites. Oftentimes, they come with multipliers, allowing you even more entries for making certain purchases. And while we're on the topic, this is how what seem like t-shirt companies can even afford to give these cars away in the first place. If done right, the raffle ticket promotes sales of their merch, which covers the cost of both the products and the car. Now, just selling entries alone as a means to win? That's illegal. Technically, that would constitute an illegal lottery, and even selling merch with free raffle tickets on top doesn't get them out of the jam. For this to be legal, they have to make it no purchase necessary. The only thing is, they love to bury that fact deep within their sites. We went through multiple car giveaway sites linked on places like Facebook and Instagram. More often than not, every site says you can enter by making a simple purchase up front. And they really like to drive that point home, no pun intended. 8080 does it, Throttle does it, 060, Dream Giveaway, the list goes on. In most cases, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, which can honestly take a little bit of time and you'll be distracted by pop-ups reminding you to enter, or you'll be shown every single piece of merch you could purchase until, finally, I had to stop for gas twice to get down here. It's not until you're here that you can even find the official rules that state you don't have to buy anything at all to enter. All you have to do for one of these free entries is send in a handwritten postcard of a specific size with various information in a specific envelope that's also handwritten and has first-class postage. If all these conditions are met, then you get your one entry. If you want a second entry, you're gonna have to go through all that again, and let's be honest, you still haven't sent out your Christmas thank you cards, have you? You're really not gonna do this. In most giveaways, these handwritten requests only result in a couple hundred to the low thousands of entries. But that's not the only thing you'll find in the fine print. Sometimes, the prize itself comes attached with certain conditions that must be met just to receive your car. For example, one set of rules we examined from 8080 states that in order to receive your prize, you have to claim it at, quote, a sponsor-specified location in Bluffdale, Utah, within 30 days of notification, otherwise it'll be forfeited and awarded to someone else. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have a vacation home in Bluffdale. And who's responsible for these travel expenses, you ask? Oh, While we're on the subject, I do want to mention another aspect of these rules and regulations that we found fascinating. In every single set of official rules we read, we found that Canadians have another odd hoop they have to jump through in order to win. Any Canadian that wins must first answer a mathematical skill-based question in an allotted time with no outside help before they ever get their prize. Yeah, that's real. It's a Canadian law that was passed in the 80s after luck-based sweepstakes like these were deemed illegal. So they require a 4-step math problem to be answered first. That way, it's a game of skill. PEMDAS. Never forget PEMDAS. Maybe that's why our teachers burned this into our little minds. Today's video is brought to you by Continental Tire. Listen, I know how it is. Tires are the last thing on your shopping list. But finding the right set, that's a game changer. Suddenly your car rides better, handles better, and gets better mileage. If you want a quality wreck with a high mileage warranty that'll last you years, check out Continental True Contact Tour 54s. They're designed for great traction in dry, wet, and light snow conditions on passenger cars, crossovers, and even EVs. That's because Continental's EcoPlus technology combines minimal rolling resistance with extended tread life, so Tour 54s can carry you further with fewer gas station or charging stops. Find more details and your local dealer at continentaltire.com. Another thing you should take a look at in the rules and regs is the limit on entries. Yeah, it's great that you can enter without paying, but mathematically, you may be at a massive disadvantage doing so. In some cases, fortune favors the loaded. Many contests don't have a limit on entries, meaning whales can drop a significant amount of dough in these stores to swing things in their favor. Even ones that do have a limit, it can often be upwards of 400 to 500,000 entries. One of the good things that these types of giveaways often do now is provide an additional cash prize, and most will also allow you to take a full cash prize instead of the car. These aren't just for kicks and giggles. No, instead it's there to sweeten the pot and correct the problems of other giveaways from the past. Because remember, car giveaways are nothing new.
It's the Mazda 808 sedan.
Game shows, talk shows, radio shows, malls, casinos, half-court shot challenges at basketball games. Short of cold, hard cash, cars are easily the most popular giveaway anyone can do. But the internet, well, that's the world's mall, casino, half-court shot now. Now, the 1950s is where we started to see a real boom in automotive giveaways, headlined primarily by the growing popularity of everyone's favorite reason to stay home sick from school.
The fabulous 60-minute Price is Right.
Fun fact, the very first car up for bid on The Price is Right was here in 1957. This little beauty was a 1957 Chevy Bel Air with a 6-cylinder engine, standard shift, white wall tires, a heater, and a 2-tone paint job, seen here in a beautiful gray and a little bit lighter gray. But in 2013, a contestant named Aurora De Lucia won a 2013 Chevy Cruze LS, which she correctly guessed was $19,652. After winning the car, not only did she have to pay just over $2,000 in sales tax to the dealership that provided the car, she also had to pay almost $7,000 in state and federal taxes on top of it. That's in 2013 money. You know, back when you could feast at Taco Bell for just under 10 bucks. This is the caveat many people don't know. Winning a car, whether it be on a game show or elsewhere, winners are required to pay sales, state, and federal taxes as the prize is considered income.
Taxes!
So the amount you pay is dependent on a number of factors, like your tax bracket, which may even change upon winning the car. And it's not just The Price is Right.
No dream is too wild, no surprise too impossible to pull off.
Yes, the Chicago Santa Claus herself, Oprah Winfrey, gave her entire audience a brand spanking new 2005 Pontiac G6, which was being promoted as the replacement of the Grand Am.
Everybody gets a car!
Needless to say, everyone was ecstatic until they realized something.
I got a little twist.
Because it was a promotional item and not a gift, it was therefore subject to being taxed. Taxed to the tune of almost $7,000 per car. That's nearly $12,000 today. Backstage, audience members were given 3 options: keep the car and pay the taxes, sell the car and pay the taxes, or leave with nothing. Now, if you've got $7,000 lying around, that's a moderate blow. But when you consider that Oprah chose people who were very much in need of a car, you can probably guess they didn't. That left a sour taste in several audience members' mouths, which, according to one producer, literally hurt our feelings. Too bad the IRS doesn't allow happiness and gratitude as an acceptable form of payment. Although to Oprah's credit, she did a similar giveaway in 2010 in which she personally paid the taxes for everyone in the audience as well. But what about casinos? They're fun, right? They're easier to get into than the audience of a game show or a billionaire's talk show, and they give away cars.
Put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car.
Okay, I think I get it.
And sure, it might be harder to win, but the process must be pretty straightforward, right? This guy, Jacob Earhart, damn, so close to Earnhardt. Anyway, Jacob won a 2015 Tesla Model S from Four Winds Casino Resort, and long story short, before they would even give him the keys, or key fob, or card, or whatever, he had to get approved for a $4,200 a year insurance policy for the car, and was going to have to pay $38,000 in taxes. His obvious solution was just to sell the car, but even though he had owned it for less than an hour, dealerships would only accept it as a used car, and his highest offer was for 65% of the sticker price. Because as we all know, the second you drive a new car off the lot, it loses value. Modern giveaways have so many caveats and strange practices because they're trying to get around the issues of giveaways from the past. Many well-intentioned people have created problems for winners because of how laws around vehicles and giveaways are written. But that's assuming everyone is well-intentioned. So let's take a look at some giveaways that actually did turn out to be scams. Okay, so last December, when you were supposed to be writing your Christmas thank you cards, Snopes checked out a post on Facebook claiming to give away a brand new 2023 Toyota Tundra. All you had to do was perform simple tasks like filling out surveys and signing up for free trials on various websites in order to gain an entry. Furthermore, they'd ask people to type an @ symbol and click highlight on the Facebook post. All seems simple enough, but unfortunately, over 450,000 people had just given away their personal information and made it easier for others to do the same. The whole point of typing the @ symbol and highlighting the post was to spread it far and wide by increasing its reach and click rates. Then there was this jamoke, who for almost 4 years promoted the same raffle at car shows and bogus websites using bunk terms and conditions that were misleading at best and completely false at worst, and scammed people out of tens of thousands of dollars in entry fees. But now he's facing prison time and fines, so that one has somewhat of a happy ending. But if you thought you were safe from these kinds of scams in the real physical world, boy, do I have some sour news for you. Back before electronic consumerism killed them all, there were these large buildings in the 20th century called malls. You may have seen one in Stranger Things. Malls were like a physical Amazon that didn't pay for bargain basement Lex Luthor to go to space. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you've walked through the mall and seen a brand new car being given away in a sweepstakes that only requires you to enter your name, date of birth, phone number, email address, physical address, marital status, household income, name of your third grade teacher, and blood type. Well, in 2020, journalists for a site called The Hustle investigated a giveaway at the Great Mall in Milpitas, California. Likely sitting in between a half-stock sunglasses hut and a Sparrow, a 2018 Acura TLX was advertised as the grand prize for simply entering some basic personal information. A 2018 Acura being given away as new in 2020 was probably their first red flag. But when the journalists dug deeper, they found that the contest was being run by a timeshare rental company that had no intention of giving that car away. As a matter of fact, they even found out the car had been loaned by a nearby dealer who confirmed that the car wasn't being given away at all. And to make matters worse, if you were selected, which you almost certainly were, you had to attend an hour-and-a-half presentation, after which you were given a scratcher. If you win on the scratcher, all you got was a chance to win $100,000 that boiled down to a 1 in 4 chance to pick the right envelope. So this supposed giveaway was only giving away your personal information to a timeshare company. This plot is starting to sound all too familiar.
All right, look, we've been here for over 3 hours.
Yeah, can we go now, please?
So, where does all of this leave us? Well, what it boils down to is every American's favorite pastime, fact-checking. The easiest way to see if a car giveaway is a scam is to check the date the page was made. Not the post, the page itself. If it's only a few days old, my friends, that's a newborn scam. Also, look for things like misspellings or typos, or if they ask you to jump through too many hoops or don't have any terms and conditions. And yes, you're going to have to read the terms and conditions. I am not the only Kyle to tell you how important it is to read the terms and conditions. Are there scams out there? Of course there are. But are many of the legally run sweepstakes legit? Also yes. We interviewed this guy from Missouri last year who legitimately won a brand new Ram TRX and a 2005 Mitsubishi Evo 8 in separate contests within 6 months. So yes, the American dream of doing little to nothing and getting something awesome in return can be very real. The bottom line is you should absolutely search out each and every contest rules because they can all wildly vary from one another. And I'm not even saying you should only do the free entry method. If the giveaway is being put on by a store or a content creator that you actually enjoy, then entering via purchases is going to help support them. And of course, if it's a reputable company that says it's donating to charity and makes it very clear how that's happening, you're almost doing a good deed. The purpose of this video isn't to dissuade you from entering these contests. Instead, it's to arm you with the knowledge necessary so you don't get pulled into a scam. So really, what we're giving you is better than a free car. Okay, it's not, but it's still wildly helpful. If you like what you saw today, don't forget to like and subscribe to The Drive. And share this with anyone you think may need to see it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.